What's up, everybody?
Are we live yet? Are we live yet? You need to come closer.
Can you turn that light on? Just a few blips. Yeah, that's
I don't know, let me check.
Oh, yeah.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. Hey, what's up, everybody? Can you hear us?
Let's start with this. So, there are a couple people. Are there anyone here? 2 people watching now.
I'll
That's
mute the stream audio for now.
okay.
At least we're not streaming it now.
Yeah.
We'll just...
So, whoo. Okay. So, I don't know how this is gonna go, but I figured that we could just do some commentary, you know, pizza and AI. Here's pizza. And this is gonna be the kind of thing when I'm like, we're a big community, but very virtual. So, you know, I figured probably if we were in the same city, we would probably organize some kind of get together and just, you know, order a bunch of pizzas and get together with people. So, you know, this is the next best thing. So I hope you have some pizza or something to eat. And big update coming up. The last one was the GPT store. The one before was GPT-4.
Oh, this is a countdown.
Oh, there's a countdown now. Okay, so we have this watch-along set up. We are watching the live stream, and, you know, we can also watch it with... Ooh. Which one? That one. Okay.
Yeah.
We can also watch it
Let
here.
me make audio.
So, it's not going to be GPT-5. We know that. Sam Altman said it.
Maybe he was just...
I think it's going to be giving GPT some more agency.
I hope it's not like an Apple team. Okay,
It's not. It's live. Right. It's
Hi,
perfect.
everyone.
Okay.
Thank you. It's great to have you here today. Today, I'm going to talk about 3 things. That's it. We will start with why it's so important to us to have a product that we can make freely available and broadly available to everyone. And we're always trying to find out ways to reduce friction so everyone can use ChatGPT wherever they are. So today, we'll be releasing the desktop version of ChatGPT and the refreshed UI that makes it simpler to use, much more natural as well. But the big news today is that we are launching our new flagship model, and we are calling it GPT-4o. The special thing about GPT-4o is that it brings GPT-4 level intelligence to everyone, including our free users. We'll be showing some live demos today to show the full extent of the capabilities of our new model, and we'll be rolling them out iteratively over the next few weeks. All right, so let's get started. A very important part of our mission is to be able to make our advanced AI tools available to everyone for free.
You guys changed it every 5
We think it's very, very important that people have an intuitive feel for what the technology can do. And so we really want to pair it with this broader understanding. And we're always finding ways to reduce that friction. And recently, we made ChatGPT available without the sign-up flow. And today, we're also bringing the desktop app to ChatGPT because we want you to be able to use it wherever you are. As you can see, it's easy, it's simple, it integrates very, very easily in your workflow. Along with it, we have also refreshed the UI. We know that these models get more and more complex, but we want the experience of interaction to actually become more natural, easy, and for you not to focus on the UI at all, but just focus on the collaboration with ChatGPT. And now the big news. Today, we are releasing our newest flagship model. This is GPT-4o.
It's not GPT-5, it's GPT-40.
GPT-4o provides GPT-4 level intelligence, but it is much faster, and it improves on its capabilities across text, vision, and audio. For the past couple of years, we've been very focused on improving the intelligence of these models, and they've gotten pretty good. But this is the first time that we are really making a huge step forward when it comes to the ease of use. And this is incredibly important because we're looking at the future of interaction between ourselves and the machines. And we think that GPT-4o is really shifting that paradigm into the future of collaboration, where this interaction becomes much more natural and far, far easier. But making this happen is actually quite complex because when we interact with one another, there's a lot of stuff that we take for granted. The ease of our dialogue when we interrupt one another, the background noises, the multiple voices in a conversation, or understanding the tone of voice. All of these things are actually quite complex for these models. And until now, with voice mode, we had 3 models that come together to deliver this experience. You have transcription, intelligence, and then text-to-speech. All comes together in orchestration to deliver voice mode. This also brings a lot of latency to the experience, and it really breaks that immersion in the collaboration with ChatGPT. But now, with GPT-4o, this all happens natively. GPT-4o reasons across voice, text, and vision.
Guys, this is so hard to pitch.
And with these incredible efficiencies, it also allows us to bring the GPT-4 class intelligence to our free users. This is something that we've been trying to do for many, many months, and we're very, very excited to finally bring GPT-4o to all of our users.
Okay, latency is everything.
Today, we have 100 million people, more than 100 million in fact, they use ChatGPT to create, work, learn, and we have these advanced tools that are only available to our paid users, at least until now. With the efficiencies of 4o, we can bring these tools to everyone.
Nice.
So starting today,
that's good.
You can use GPTs in the GPT store. So far, we've had more than 1 million users create amazing experiences with GPTs. These are custom ChatGPTs for specific use cases. They're available in the store. And now our builders have a much bigger audience where university professors can create content for their students, or podcasters can create content for their listeners. And you can also use vision. So now you can upload screenshots, photos, documents containing both text and images, and you can start conversations with ChatGPT about all of this content. You can also use memory, where it makes ChatGPT far more useful and helpful because now it has a sense of continuity across all your conversations.
Always in open.
And you can use browse, where you can search for real-time information in your conversation, and advanced data analysis, where you can upload charts or any information and it will analyze this information, it will give you answers, and so on.
Advanced data analysis. She said that.
Lastly, we've also improved on the quality and speed in 50 different languages for ChatGPT. And this is very, very important because we want to be able to bring this experience to as many people out there as possible. So we're very, very excited to bring GPT-4o to all of our free users out there. And for the paid users, they will continue to have up to 5 times the capacity limits of our free users. But
This is a bold
GPT-4o is not only available in ChatGPT. We're also bringing it to the API. So
So this is going after Claude.
So our developers can start building today with GPT-4o and making amazing AI applications, deploying them at scale. 4o is available at 2x faster, 50% cheaper, and 5 times higher rate limits compared to GPT-4 Turbo.
Nice.
But, you know, as we bring these technologies into the world, it's quite challenging to figure out how to do so in a way that's both useful and also safe. And GPT-4o presents new challenges for us when it comes to safety, because we're dealing with real-time audio, real-time vision. And our team has been hard at work figuring out how to build in mitigations against misuse. We continue to work with different stakeholders out there, from government, media, entertainment, all industries, red teamers, civil society, to figure out how to best bring these technologies into the world. So over the next few weeks, we'll continue our iterative deployment to bring out all the capabilities to you. But today, I want to show you all these capabilities. So we'll do some live demos. I will bring on 2 of our research leads, Mark Chen and Berit Zov, to join me for a demo.
Zov, that's such a cool last name.
Hi, I'm Berit.
Hey, I'm Mark. So one of the key capabilities we're really excited to share with you today is real-time conversational speech.
Yeah,
Let's just get a demo fired up. So I'm taking out a phone. If you are wondering about this wire, it's so we have consistent internet. And if you see, there's this little icon on the bottom right of the ChatGPT app, and this will open up GPT-4o's audio capabilities.
Constant internet and access to a few thousand.
Hey, ChatGPT, I'm Mark. How are you?
Oh, Mark. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Hey, so I'm on stage right now. I'm doing a live demo, and frankly, I'm feeling a little bit nervous.
That's Scarlett
Can you help me
Johansson's
calm my nerves
voice
a little bit?
from her.
Oh, you're doing a live demo right now? That's awesome.
Like similar.
Just take a deep breath. And remember, you're the expert here.
I like that suggestion. Let me try a couple deep breaths. Can you give me feedback on my breaths? Okay, here I go.
Whoa, slow down a bit there. Mark, you're not a vacuum cleaner. Breathe in for a count of 4.
Okay, let me try again. So I'm gonna breathe in deeply, and then breathe out.
Okay.
For 4, and then exhale slowly.
Okay, this is actually a lot. Like Bland
Breathing
AI
in,
had this conversation.
and breathe out.
This is at least 2-3 times better.
That's it. How do you feel?
I feel a lot better. Thank you so much.
So Mark, you've been working on these capabilities for a while now. Can you tell us a bit
casually
how it's
the voice
different
is
from
so
voice
lifelike,
mode?
so human.
Right. So if you've used our voice mode experience before, you'll notice a couple key
Shay
differences.
says you should move
First,
to
you
California.
can now interrupt the model. You don't have to wait for it to finish
I
your
just
turn
bought a house
before
here.
you can start speaking, and you can just butt in whenever you want. Second,
Oh yeah.
the model is real-time responsiveness. So that means that you don't have this awkward 2 to 3 second lag before you wait for the model to give a response. And finally, the model picks up on emotion, right? When I was breathing super hard there, it could tell, and it knew, hey, you might want to calm down a little bit. You're kind of running a little bit too fast. So, it really has that capability across the board to perceive your emotion. Not only that, though, the model is able to generate voice in a variety of different emotive styles. And it really has a wide dynamic range. So I'm going to fire up another demo for that. Yeah. Hey, ChatGPT, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Pretty good.
What's up?
So my friend Barrett here, he's been having trouble sleeping lately. And I want you to tell him a bedtime story about robots and love.
Oh, a bedtime story about robots and love? I got you covered. Gather round, Barrett. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte. Byte was a curious robot, always exploring.
Started this story, but I want a little bit more emotion in your voice, a little bit more drama.
Got it. let's add some drama. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Bite.
No, ChatGPT. I really want maximal emotion, like maximal expressiveness, much more than you were doing before.
Understood. Let's amplify the drama. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Bite. Bite
Actually, can
was
you do this in a robotic voice now?
initiating dramatic robotic voice.
No
Once
fucking
upon
way!
a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Bite. Bite was a curious robot, always exploring new
So I'm seeing,
circuits.
Barrett here, calm down a little bit. Can you end the story?
I love that.
But do it in a singing voice.
Oh my god.
No. No.
And so Bite found another robot friend. And
Oh
they
my
lived
God.
circuitly ever after.
I wouldn't
you so
want to
much.
be Suno right now.
I definitely feel a lot more relaxed.
Oh
You've
my
just
God.
seen the voice capabilities, but we also want to show you the vision capabilities as the model can also see the whole world around us.
Yeah, absolutely. Like as you can see, you know, you can chat with ChatGPT in
Bro,
real time, but you can also
The
interact
agents
with
we
it,
can build with this.
video as well.
Fuck!
Okay. So let me boot up ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT.
Hello there. How's it going?
It's going really well. Today, I'd really like your help solving a math problem.
I'm
No.
all ears. What math problem can I help you tackle today?
So I'm going to write down a linear equation on a sheet of paper, and I'll show you. And then I'd love your help working me through it. But importantly, don't tell me the solution. Just help give me hints along the way.
Got it. Oh. Okay, I see it.
No, I didn't show you yet. Just give me help along the way. 1 second.
Whoops. I got too excited. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, this became so human-like, so anthropomorphic that I think people are gonna be just a lot
So,
more forgiving.
ChatGPT, what equation did I write down there?
Ah, I see it now. You wrote down 3x plus 1 equals 4.
Yep,
Let's work-
exactly. So what's the first step I should take to try to solve this?
The first step is to get all the terms with x on one side and the constants on the other side. So what do you think we should do with that plus 1?
Okay, I'm going to try to subtract 1 from both sides, and then I'll see what I get.
Great idea. Perfect. Now, what do you get when you subtract 1 from both sides?
Okay, now do a
Okay,
polynomial
so
regression.
ChatGPT, this is what I ended up with. How does this look?
Spot on. Now you've isolated the term with x on one side, and it looks like 3x equal 3. What do you think we should do next to solve for x?
I'm not sure. Can you give me another hint?
Of course. You have 3x, and you want to find the value of x. Think about what operation would undo multiplication.
Is it subtraction?
Close, but think of the opposite of multiplication. Because 3x means 3 times x.
Okay, I think it's division. Let me try to divide both sides by 3, and let me see what I get.
Bingo! Go ahead and divide both sides by 3.
It's crazy how life like the.
Okay, so ChatGPT, this is what I ended up with. How does this look?
It's not like this.
It looks perfect. You've solved it, and x equals 1. Nicely done. How do you feel about solving linear equations now?
Yeah, honestly,
It's actually
I'm
not that
I'm not pretty
verbose
confident I
anymore.
can solve linear equations. But why would you ever need to use this in the real world? I'm really skeptical.
That's a fair question.
Oh, I would
Linear
use this a
equations
lot.
pop up in a lot of everyday situations, even if we don't realize it. For example, calculating expenses, planning travel, cooking, and even in business for profit and loss calculations. It's basically a way to solve problems, but you need to find an unknown value. Plus,
Wow.
it's
Okay. You know, I have a lot of unknown values in my life. I'm totally convinced I'm going to learn math now.
Oh yeah.
I love that attitude. Math can definitely help solve some of life's mysteries. Whenever you're ready to dive into more math, I'm here for you. Anything else you'd like to tackle today?
So ChatGPT, I really love that you taught the value of math to my friend Mark. And I wrote one last thing I'd love if you could take a look at.
Of course. I'd love to see what you wrote. Show it to me whenever you're ready.
Okay, so this is what I wrote down. What do you see?
I see. I love ChatGPT. That's so sweet of you.
Oh God.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate all the help. So yeah, as we can see.
Okay. So,
Wow, that's quite the
crazy.
outfit you've got on.
Yeah, as we can
Love.
see, we can chat in real time to ChatGPT. And not only
flirting.
that, we can interact with it with video as well.
And I swear,
They're going
like, if
after
you
the
look at
virtual
Barrett's
girlfriend
GPT
market.
history, it's all equations like this.
Now that you know you can do linear equations, can you
Yes.
show us something more complex?
I think so. Okay, next let's try something coding related. So let me take out a computer for this.
I mean, that woman is like genius level. Yeah. So it's like,
Okay.
hey, now that
So I'm
you
going
do
to
the
open
polynomial
the
regression,
ChatGPT desktop
can you
app,
do me
like
some-
Mira was talking about before. Okay. And to give a bit of background on what's going on, so here we have a computer, and on
Yeah.
the screen we have some code,
know.
and then the ChatGPT voice app is on the right. So ChatGPT will be able to hear me, but it can't see anything on the screen. So I'm going to
Yeah.
highlight the code, Command C it, and then that will send it to ChatGPT. And then I'm going to talk about the code to ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT.
Hey there, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going really well. I was wondering if you could help me with a coding problem today.
Of course, I'd love to help you out. What's the coding problem you're dealing with?
Okay, I'm going to share with
my
you some
screen.
code. 1 second.
Sure thing. Take your time.
Okay, so I just shared some code with you. Could you give me a really brief one-sentence description of what's going on in the code?
This code fetches daily weather data for a specific location and time period,
can't.
smooths the temperature data using a rolling average,
Yeah, you can see the
annotates a
effects right
significant weather event on the resulting plot, and then displays the plot with the average, minimum, and maximum temperatures over the year.
Awesome, thanks so much. And in the code, there's this function foo. Can you describe to me what the plot would look like if I had versus didn't have this function?
Sure. The function foo xy takes in a data frame x containing temperature data and a window size y
I
for
still love
calculating the
fact that
rolling
it's
mean.
so
It smooths the
precise.
average temperature, minimum temperature, and maximum temperature columns by applying
Shay
a
says
rolling
this is the
mean
boring
over the
part.
specified window. With the foo function, the plot would show smoother temperature lines because the rolling mean reduces the noise or fluctuations in the data.
Awesome.
This makes
Thanks so much. So yeah, I definitely will want to apply this function. And so I'm going to generate the plot and then show it to you. Give me 1 second.
Absolutely. Take your time. I'm excited to see the plot when you're ready.
Yeah. So far, ChatGPT has only been able to see the code. And now I'm going to run it, and then I'll use the vision capabilities of the ChatGPT desktop app so it can actually see everything going on the screen as well.
I knew it. It's gonna share the screen.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay, ChatGPT.
No.
I'm sharing with you the plot
way.
now.
That's
I'm wondering
so
if you can
cool.
give me a really brief one-sentence overview of what you see.
The plot displays smoothed average, minimum, and maximum temperatures throughout 2018, with a notable annotation marking a big rainfall event in late September.
Fantastic. I have another question for you. Which months do you see the hottest temperatures, and roughly what temperatures do those correspond to?
The hottest temperatures occur around July and August. The maximum temperature during these months is roughly between 25 degrees and 30 degrees, 77 degrees Fahrenheit to 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
What's going on with the y-axis? Is this in Celsius or Fahrenheit?
The y-axis is in Celsius. The temperatures are labeled accordingly, such as average temperature, minimum temperature,
But how do
and
you know
maximum
that?
temperature.
It's not
Yeah.
denoted.
So as we can see, not only can ChatGPT help me solve very easy linear algebra equations that I need help with, it can also interact with code bases and see the outputs of plots and everything like this going on a computer.
Whoa.
So, a few minutes ago, we asked the live audience on X to submit a few requests for what they would like us to try out here. So, I will take a couple of prompts.
The make guide that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
With this.
Yeah, you
Bot
can-
Gaskar
no need to make the
wants to
comment
know
section.
if
No need to make the
GPT-4o
comment
is
section.
capable of real-time
Can I have
translation.
this make- ta-da-da.
Mark, you want to try this one?
Sure.
with
Yeah,
us?
let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
I speak
is there-
Italian, so
You know,
we
most
can
of
speak
the
English,
stuff that
Italian.
Try to
we
do
are
English,
doing
Italian.
in
Sure,
Make
let's
and
do it.
Zapier have been because of the limitations
Hey,
of
ChatGPT, how are you?
GPT-4. which are now
I'm doing
lifted.
fantastic. Thanks for asking. How about you?
We don't
How's
need
your
to
day
do a
going?
lot of
Doing great. So
workarounds with
I would like you to
assembly
function as a
AI
translator.
and
I have a friend here who
Whisper
only
and
speaks
everything. You
Italian,
just call one
and I only
model
speak
and take care
English.
of everything.
And every time you hear English, I want you to translate it to Italian, and if you hear Italian, I want you to translate it back to English. Is that good?
Perfetto.
Mark, io mi chiedo se le balene potessero parlare, cosa ci direbbero?
Mike, she wonders if whales could talk, what would they tell us?
They might ask, how do we solve linear equations?
Potrebbero chiederci come risolviamo le equazioni lineari.
Sicuramente sì.
Certainly, yes.
Great. Looks like it
Look at
works.
that little chuckle.
All right. So the next one is from Burrito John 78, who
Built
asks,
this model.
can you
So
tell
flirty.
what you're feeling just by looking at your face? Barrett, you want to give
Yeah,
this one a
it
try?
actually makes me
Absolutely,
a bit
let's try it out.
uncomfortable.
Like 5 years ago.
Hey, ChatGPT.
Decision I made.
Hey there. What's up? How can I brighten your day today?
Thank
Okay,
God we don't
yeah,
have
so I'm going to
like
show
7
you
million
a selfie
people
of what I
watching
look like,
this
and then I'd
because
like you
that
to
would
try
be
to
a
see what
wholly,
emotions
like,
I'm feeling based on
turn
how I'm looking.
outside and backwards.
Sounds like a
what
fun
you just
challenge.
said.
Go ahead and show me that
I read it in a
selfie,
Medium
and
article
I'll
that
put
it's
my
good.
emotional detective hat on.
Okay,
To have,
so here's me. So what kind of emotions do you think I'm feeling?
a voice assistant talk to you.
It seems like
With the
I'm
same
looking at a
gender?
picture of a wooden surface.
Oh, you know what? That was
what-
the thing I sent you before. Don't worry, I'm not actually a table. Okay, so take another look.
Siri is
That makes more sense.
objectify women more. And
There we go. It looks like you're feeling pretty happy and cheerful, with a big smile and maybe even a touch of excitement. Whatever's going on, it seems like you're in a great mood.
Is that also
Care to
true
share the
for-
source of those good vibes?
Is that
Yeah, no,
also true
the reason I'm in a
for,
really good mood is because we were doing a
women
presentation
users?
showcasing how
Okay.
useful and amazing you are.
Oh, stop it. You're making me blush.
This is the only bit that I don't really like so
Amazing.
far.
Well, that's it for today
Yeah.
on live demos. As you can
And,
see,
and then I'm gonna
this
have a
just
guy
feels
flirting
so
with me.
magical, and
How is
that's
that
wonderful.
better?
But we also want to remove some of the mysticism
That's gonna be
from
the
the
first custom
technology and bring it
instructions
to
I
you
hear.
so you
It's like,
can try it for yourself. So over the next few
asexual.
weeks, we'll be rolling out these capabilities to everyone. Today
is
has
gonna
been
help
very
them a
much
lot in
focused on the
market
free
adoption.
users and the new modalities and new products, but we also care a lot about the next frontier. So soon we'll be updating you on our progress towards the next big thing. And before we wrap up, I just want to thank the incredible OpenAI team. And also thanks to Jensen and the NVIDIA team for bringing us the most
The
advanced
big
GPUs
bros,
to make this demo
The
possible
brother from
today.
another AI.
And thank you all very,
so-
very much for being a part of this
So
today.
yes, Shay, I think Make and Zapier combination with GPT-4o is going to be very, very substantial because the latency bit is really, really important with customer-facing stuff, and you just won't have to wait for that much. So you can build phone agents. You can create a lot of things, like live things that we weren't able to do so far. And again, there's like a whole bunch of new startups that OpenAI just killed.
Should I leave this in the background?
Yeah, you can. So I think it is going to be possible. I'm very excited to see the API reference because they said that GPT-4o is going to be available in the API as well. So I already see that their website has changed. Probably not the platform bit.
Can you do that on this?
Yeah, I can do it.
display?
I can do it on the big desktop. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Let's just have this here.
I turned it off because I'm worried about getting copyrighted for this song.
You think about copywriting a lot.
I do.
Okay.
Oh, you can share for now.
Poo 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 poo. There you go. Okay, so what happens here?
I mean, that's
Is
pretty
there-
short.
That was short.
I would have loved to, hear the actual technical stuff and like how this thing works. They said they were just going to give it to us later.
Yeah. Didn't they? So that was just it? Not coming back?
No, they just said that.
GPT-4o, trying the playground.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
GPT-4o. Okay. Let's see the latency.
I thought that was the response.
Maximum tokens, temperature. Did anything change with ChatGPT itself? Temporary chat.
That was there.
Okay.
Yeah, well, probably
Okay.
later a bit.
Okay, let's see with the assistants. Can I... Oh, there you go. I can already use GPT-4o.
Shay says Dave is a Mr. of Integrity following copyright laws.
Yeah, I'm also like, I'm not against, I'm also like a law-abiding citizen, but I also know that I'm also non-consequential. So there is this, one of my favorite concepts in economics is the concept of bounded rationality. Like me trying to figure out that complicated math that is copyright laws, it's easier for me to just do my stuff because I'm so non-consequential. The first thing that I'm probably going to get is a cease and desist order rather than a lawsuit.
Right.
So I'm just going to cease and desist if I cross paths with someone who I shouldn't. I mean, I don't want to, I don't know, break any laws or anything. It's just very often, it's just, I can spend a day looking for the right legislation and then come to the exact same conclusion, which is why I love open source. I just don't need to deal with any of that shit.
Yeah. All right, let's see what kind of models we have here.
Let's see what kind of models we have here. So we have the old ones as well, and then GPT-4o as well. And okay, so I have the functions here, which I can still add. There is file search. Why? I mean, this is the bit that I don't understand with OpenAI. It's like, how did this happen? It's like, this was knowledge base, right? Everybody got used to this being called knowledge base. And somebody at OpenAI headquarters just woke up one day and said, hey, I have an idea. Let's just rename it to file search. And then everybody else was like, that's an amazing idea. Git commit.
I guess what they're trying to do with that is that not just knowledge files. So now you can maybe use the other files that you don't.
Yeah, it's probably also A/B testing a lot of.
For a customer interview.
Yeah, the A/B
maybe we
testing.
are part of the A/B testing right now.
Oh, maybe we are the
Maybe
guinea
they're
pigs.
seeing that we have spent a minute on this. Like, what is file search?
Okay, so we can have JSON code interpreter turned on. Web browsing is gone, which is interesting.
Maybe it's built in. Ask it a
because
question.
it's built in. Yeah.
Like a
Okay.
random question. Of like, I don't know, who won Formula One Miami Grand Prix in 2024?
Okay, that's pretty fast. That's really fast.
But it didn't give me an answer.
But it couldn't give me an answer. So it's stupid faster.
So it's like I had that video of like
It became stupid faster.
Some talent show that someone said like, I'm pretty fast at math. And then they ask him a question, just gives you like a random totally wrong answer. So like, well, yeah, but that's incorrect. But it was fast.
But it was fast. Yeah, okay. So let's figure out a few things. So we have a couple partners and we work with a couple tools. So we work with Make, we work with Zapier, we work with Keymate. How will these affect people? And then we also are building automations and AI agents for a few customers, and we're teaching you how to do that. So let's go through one by one. First off, I think that companies like Keymate are just going to keep iterating, but by this point, it's pretty simple and easy to understand the direction OpenAI is going, right? They are trying to be a very generic use, as I said, general purpose technology. GPT. I'm calling it.
You guys don't know. You guys don't know. Sometimes, like, there was like one day where we were talking about like GPT, and David says like, yeah, it's like some general purpose technology, and then he didn't even notice. I was like, I burst out laughing, and then it's like 2 seconds later, you can see.
I just realized
you
why
can see a final click
laughing.
for him. And it's like, oh my god, but yeah, AGI, pretty much.
Select vector store. Okay.
Wait, what's that?
Well, you can use vector stores. This been on here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you can just create your own vector database within. It's not just like a random memory thing. That's a black magic that used to be, but you can create your own vector database within.
Still sentence embedding.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we can use the 4.0 model, but we cannot use the multimodality thing. What I'm also missing is I cannot...
Wait, maybe you can... Sorry.
Go ahead.
No. You cannot?
Okay, so there are real talk of the capabilities. They literally recorded everyone in the company just talking to ChatGPT. That's nice. Okay, visual capabilities, visual narratives. I mean, that's pretty nice. There are a couple of specific examples here that are pretty good.
That's the output?
Okay, that's pretty serious.
What the actual...
Okay, this is something. Okay, so this is a treasure trove. So, poetic typography with iterative editing. Fuck me. Okay, this is nice. Dave?
Guess we found our brand designer.
And also, we are not probably... Nice. We're probably not going to create like slides manually anymore.
Christ.
Kind of. Photo to text to font. Oh my fucking god.
Oh, you can create your own.
You can create your own fonts, yeah.
There are actually websites for this.
Okay, look at that. So this is consistency. This is like object persistence. This is crazy. This is actually really good.
But it's not a caricature, though, is it?
Look at that chin. That chin is nowhere to be found here. I mean, he got rid of his chin. These are pretty lifelike. It's pretty cool. Yeah, obviously that you gotta see the flex. Yeah, we're just fucking everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they reduce the token consumption?
Yeah.
New tokenizer compression. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So compression is better. Development access is there. I like this cartoonized thing. Am I gonna have a new
What other use cases are there?
Yeah, that's what I want to see. So text to font, we saw that.
We seen that?
Oh, word art. Nice.
Wait, what is that?
Okay, this one is
Going
okay.
too fast. What was that use case? Brand placement logo. Okay.
Yeah, so I just have a coaster and then I create this. Okay, so this is really interesting. Like the object, it recognizes the object. I'm pretty sure this is from Sora. Like this capability must be from Sora.
It's probably a mixture of the two. Like, because Sora is basically DAL-E plus a transformer.
Yeah.
Multi-line rendering.
Ha! Nice. Okay, look at that. Look at this.
Okay, can you try to ask in the playground to generate something like this? Just give it the same prompt.
That's interesting. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Yeah, this one is just for text. Yeah, this one is not multimodal. This is the same old trick from OpenAI. They announce a multimodal model, but then it's actually not available to everyone. Okay, how many speakers in this audio?
Is somebody gone?
Okay, this is crazy.
It was pretty bad audio.
It is a pretty bad audio, yeah.
Oh, they couldn't hear it. Can you increase the audio here?
This one?
No, just like until here.
Okay, so here's the audio.
Okay, good morning. Here's our first team meeting.
Morning.
Morning. I'll be your project manager for today, this project. My name is Mark, I'll be giving this presentation for you to kick the project off.
So it's a pretty bad video without any labels of who is speaking.
Yeah.
People are introducing themselves, and then we get this transcript. So this is crazy. I just had a call with one of our clients, Jeff, today. Jeff, if you're watching this, this is what you need. And he's a video producer. He edits a lot of videos, and one of the questions was, how can I like properly timestamp and label the right kind of who is talking and start getting the right kind of content out of a video transcription. And you know, we were putting together some sophisticated workarounds using using assembly AI and make and everything, and now you just send it to this one, and there's that. So all it's gonna, there's still gonna be limitations, right? Because the model is still gonna have a limitation of, I don't know how many megabytes you can upload or how long your recording can be. But now all I gotta do is just start my voice recording and I'm done. Like stuff like Fireflies and Otter and Fathom, yeah, they work, but you don't have to use them really, because right, this is better. Now obviously this is sort of this is a never-ending chase, because this is better, but they are just gonna switch to this model and they are gonna get better too, and then it's just a superior user experience, because then just you don't have to use an app, it's just there. So
this thing, so in Premiere Pro, what you can do is, and you could do this already without GPT-4o, is that it gives you like I'm not gonna have a keyboard. So it gives you like a transcript of like what's in the video, and then you can just edit the video by deleting the text. So like you can already do that. Like, and this is like a year-old stuff. Mm-hmm. But if they improve the transcription with this model, and then maybe you can have a supervisor agent that can be like, okay, delete this part, delete this part, delete this part. You can just edit the video automatically.
Yeah, and if you have a guidelines on what's a good video.
Yeah, so I think Premiere Pro is like, or like Adobe is like, oh my god, this is amazing.
No, I think they already have access to this, I guarantee it. Okay, so now this is a lecture, 45 minutes. And it's summarizing. It's pretty good. It's a lot better than what you would have previously.
It's longer too.
Yeah. So, Dave, here's what I'm thinking. Because we've been talking about creating textbooks, and we have the Hungarian 12-hour course, and now we are creating the English 12-hour course. But with this, we can actually create the textbooks a lot faster, because we can just put in the Hungarian video and get out the English version summary. And it's pretty long. It's surprisingly long.
Yeah, like how this would take like 3 minutes to read. Right, 3 to 4 minutes, and our videos on average are like 4 or 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it can almost give us like a transcript that is like formatted perfectly with like headings and stuff. Nice. The top cube is the G on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things about physics here. That's very substantial.
Yeah.
So Shay is like, so it's not voice dusting, but crafting an editable voice dialogue. It's not. It just created a transcript of a really bad voice recording, and it accurately identified the people on the voice recording. That's what it did.
Ooh, nice. I love how good this is with typography. That's a huge pain.
Yeah, the interesting thing is Omni. Yeah.
It made a few mistakes, of course.
But I think that's forgivable. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is pretty good. This is really good. Like,
Jesus Christ. And the permanence of it.
Yeah. I just remembered those cartoons. Yeah. I don't know what the name of that cartoon, but I don't want their video to be taken down by
Shay,
YouTube.
I remember you were asking in the image generation workshop on like how can we make sure that, you know, with Mid-Journey the character stays the same.
Ooh.
It's pretty much. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love this one.
And like the actors can stay the same, which is a big pain for a lot of people.
I mean, it did kind of. Oh.
I mean, I love them for just really seeing the imperfect stuff as well. They're not sugarcoating it. They're not saying that, oh, it's perfect and, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
They just like upscale and make it better. What was the prompt between?
Here's the same poster but cleaned up. Text is crisper and the color is bolder and more dramatic. All image is now improved. That's the input.
I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither.
I guess that's how they're prompting it now.
Yeah, probably. So here's the thing. Ethan Mollick talks a lot about how, you know, prompt engineering itself is not going to be that important moving on because most people can just, you know, talk to the machine and it's going to do what you want it to do. And I was in a longer conversation with someone over the weekend when I argued that the problem is not whether or not the machine can do stuff. The problem is whether or not how I think about asking the machine to do stuff. Right. Because these capabilities are crazy, and I guarantee you that in our community, we're going to have lots and lots of people coming to us and say, this is amazing. What can I do with it? Yeah. Right? It's like, what can I do with it? Because this is such a general purpose technology that you can basically do anything with it. So I'm thinking that my original sentiment on... Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The original sentiment
original sentiment on, you know, the internet is more and more dominated by generative AI and more dominated by no-code software, because 60% of the American workforce works at companies that have no full-time developers, which means that a big chunk of the business decisions that do require automation are going to be solved by no-code automations, because you can use ChatGPT in certain cases, but the moment you need to integrate this one into your existing business workflow, you're going to actually start thinking like, okay, how can I do that? And you can use a software as a service company's product, but that's going to limit you and it's going to cost you a lot to integrate and provide context and do everything. Or you can pay a lot of money to developers to build you something, or you can build your own stuff because it's so easy now. It's actually today, it's easier than it was yesterday because of GPT 4.0. So yeah, Francisco is right. Like robotic process automation, AI is no code. It is all converging. Like imagine if we could create a GPT that knows how to build make.com automations. And just how to build make scenarios. I mean, it's possible.
No, we could give it a try then.
Yeah, we could give it a try. And then we could just have a ChatGPT desktop application.
Yeah, and you just started.
And robotic process automation.
Put me together an automation that can help me solve this task. You just do the task. It just basically takes notes, and then it's like, okay, here's an automation. Let me guide you through how to put it together. Or it just outputs the JSON file immediately, and then you put it together and debug it live in the process. Like, I think that's what I will use.
Loom video in, JSON file out.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Should we do it? Should we do it? Solve our financial problems with another product solution?
What do you mean?
We're going to build another product.
Well, we don't have to. You can just screen share. But like the ChatGPT app, you just download it right here. And you start a conversation like, hey, ChatGPT, I'm struggling with automating this task in make.com.
Yes and no. Because you would still need to teach make.com. I've been building a lot of scenarios.
They can browse for the knowledge base and stuff. Every single make integration has its own documentation. So it could browse for it.
So we're going to need to create okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we do what you proposed before this video?
Before which video?
This live stream. I was standing out there. Yeah, and then you said that we could just teach the make documentation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we could do that. Because one of the problems I currently have with GPT-4 is that it cannot adequately help me with like advanced level make automations.
Yeah. But now if it had access to all of the make documentations for each of the modules, and it can watch you do the job, and then watch you automate it and give you tips on like, oh, maybe that ChatGPT module is not right. Maybe we need to rephrase your prompt. This is how you put the Google slide.
What I'm really interested to see, because we just got a glimpse of it, is that GPT-4o seems to be doing a lot of a chain of thought thinking on its own.
Yeah.
It's right. It's like it's giving you second or third level answers instead of just spitting out the first like zero shot response. And I'm really interested to see if you can fine tune that thinking, not just the generation of the prompts, but the thinking. Because, for example, how can I use a GPT with custom instructions where I actually predefine a process? Hey, here is how you create a make scenario. First, get the information, then determine the steps, then do this, then do that. Ask me questions, jobs to be done, right? And so if it knows the process to follow, then all you got to do is to put down what's the process to follow when you create a make scenario. And then you're just like, hey, here is the Loom video. Figure out how to build the make automation. It might come back asking a couple clarifying questions, right? Hey, what do you want to use? Excel or Google Sheets? That kind of stuff. And it just starts gradually creating the scenario until it gets to a point when it's like, okay, here is the JSON file. And I think that's why make is incredibly powerful. Zapier doesn't have that.
Oh,
the JSON stuff, yeah.
You can share your zaps, but I don't know how it works.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. I can't wait to actually get access to it because, okay, one more thing. Let's see, documentation. And models.
It's not there yet. I guess they just ship it. And then they ask GPT-4o to write its own documentation.
Yeah.
I would love to know what percentage of the OpenAI.com, with all of its subdomains, is written by AI.
I think pretty much. I think the whole thing. Optimize for speed, optimize for quality.
There's a couple questions coming in.
Okay. So the GPT-4o model is not
Shaggyland is Shay.
Yeah, that's Shay.
Can you enhance it to be integrated with VR later? I mean, you probably can, because VR is just another display.
Yeah.
Right? So if you can screen record it.
This is an extra dimension.
What do you mean dimension?
Spatial dimension. Versus a screen record.
Oh, not necessarily, because the dimensions are coded in like Z layers. So
that's right.
it's pretty much just how you can see the 3D stuff in here.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just pixels.
Okay.
And you need the GPU, and that's it. So yeah, you can probably. I don't know what Apple is going to do with this.
I mean, they're gonna probably do a lot of this because the Vision Pro is not selling that well.
Yeah. It's returning pretty well.
Return of Socrates. So that would be just is upper open source the VROS, so anyone can develop on top of it. So now you can build something connected to OpenAI and get money. I mean, look, we're gonna see another generation of OpenAI API wrappers, right? There is a lot of money to be made right now with those kinds of things. It's a bit of a cash grab, but there is a lot of new startups that are gonna pop up, especially the existing incumbents that have a lot of good funding. They're just gonna be able to pivot a lot faster. So it's like companies like Bland AI who do phone agents. I think most of them are just gonna pivot to this model, and that's it. So
and then just keep working on the limitations on your own.
Yeah,
until
it's like
OpenAI like patches it, so you like have a half a year to make profit every single time, and then OpenAI just does it on its own.
Yeah, and it's like, so this is the interesting thing. Like, if you have a scarcity mindset, you think like, oh my God, OpenAI just killed my startup. But with an abundance mindset, you're like, okay, I have a product roadmap, and every 6 months, I get to jump ahead 3 years because one of the largest vendors that I'm actually getting my tech from creates those technological leaps for me and actually builds stuff that's also on my roadmap. Which means that if you have a vision, if you're solving actual problems, you're going to keep having more business. If you just create a quick cash grab for an API wrapper, then, you know, the current status quo is solved by the next major update, and you're not going to know what to do next.
Yeah, and it's the same thing as we talked about for years. Like those people will win in AI who have audiences. And you can just build whatever your users want. Like if you have an audience and you have people on your newsletters and social media, you can just pivot.
Yeah. And it's not even pivot. It's like if you are tapping into the flow of things. If like we spend so much time in this space, everything that I saw was incredible, but nothing that I saw was surprising. Yeah.
Right? Are we so used to this? Like, are we getting used to the exponential technological growth?
I think we are. I think we somehow are, because here's the thing, and just
do we still need the documentation?
No. Sorry, but we don't have. I'm charging my phone with the keyboard's cable, and because this PC doesn't have.
they heard you plugging it in.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, so here's the thing. First, we're gonna have in the new course we've started publishing last week. Last week we published the part that was the prompt engineering course last year, and starting from this week we're going to start publishing more and more stuff. And there is a lot of stuff about APIs and JSON. Yeah. So most of the questions that we've been getting from our students in the last 6 months are now covered in the new course. Everything that we've been teaching for the last 8 months is now condensed into this course, except the launch your consulting business, because most of our students are not interested in that. So anyway, but we can still teach that on, tutoring and workshops. So I think I've experienced something that's really interesting for me, and I don't need this actually anymore because I'm getting...
Oh, it's very hot, yeah.
So one thing that I started experiencing is that when I talk to people about AI, there are people who are going, oh my God, we're going to die. Right? Yeah. It's we're going to lose our jobs and we're going to die and da-da-da. But then when I actually start to talk to them, everybody seems to have to use the same language. I cannot wait for AI to do X for me.
Yeah.
Can AI do this? Can AI do that?
Yeah.
And from this chair where I'm sitting at, from this perspective, as an educator in this space who spends probably every single waking moment when I'm in this office with thinking about this and reading about this and learning about this and experimenting with this, I can tell you with the utmost confidence that there's no such thing as AI. It's not a thing.
What are you talking about, man?
It's not a thing. I cannot wait for AI to do this. It's not a singular thing.
Oh, that's how you mean. Okay.
Yeah, it's a group of technologies.
Okay.
And the Earth is flat. I got you in the first half.
Yeah, you had me in
Yeah.
the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's like, but really, it's so crazy because AI as a term has become this sorcerer's stone for people. It's the holy grail of everything that wasn't possible before. All my crazy weird ideas were science fiction before, but now with AI it is possible. And I've read actually a report that developers are burning out at unprecedented rates because clients in the AI space, because clients are requesting so crazy stupid stuff. Because they're so far removed from reality, the reality of things. And it's really interesting because there are almost 200 million people who are using GPT 3.5. And only 1 million-ish, maybe 2 or 3 million, but definitely a smaller number than 5. So it's like 2% of ChatGPT users are using GPT-4. Until now,
yeah.
Right? So those people, we have 180-ish million people who are using ChatGPT pretty often, and they're gonna experience GPT-4 with vision for the first time in their lives in the next month.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Let me repeat that. 40 times more people who, compared to those who have been using ChatGPT Plus, are going to experience the current capabilities of AI, which is something that even we are completely flabbergasted about what we just saw. Yeah. And that's fucking crazy. We're not gonna get...
They're not going to believe their eyes. It's like what Bruce says on Instagram. You're not gonna believe my eye. Yes.
Yes, that's it. And it's just so crazy because you cannot just say that it's stupid anymore.
Stupid.
It's stupid. You cannot say that it's stupid anymore. So I think that, do you remember that craziness that we experienced last March and April?
I remember the one thing I really strongly remember was us changing your outfit on like a keynote presentation image.
Yeah,
I don't even remember what technology that was.
That was
on GPT-4.
The outfit. That was generative fill.
Oh yeah, that was
Photoshop generative fill. Yeah. I remember you changed my clothes to a suit and you made yourself jagged.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got to that, but
yeah.
I got thighs, you got muscles. Why is that?
To each his own.
Okay, so there are a lot of stuff like, yeah. So here's the thing. I think a lot of people in the next 3 to 6 months, a lot of people are going to ask the same question. How can I do this? How can I use this to do stuff for me?
Yeah.
And still, a big part of the big slice of the world are not going to bother enough to actually learn how to do stuff. They're just going to wait. And someone is going to overpromise and underdeliver and charge a premium for that. And, you know, we're going to see a bunch of new software as a service companies built by grifters. But we're going to see incredible use cases and, you know, small businesses scaling their operations to the level of what was only possible for 20, 30 people organizations before.
Yeah. You'll be just buying the bots instead of hiring people.
Yeah. Shay, I think we're doing a lot of research on what people want with us and how we can help you guys. And I think one theme that keeps coming back is time. People want more time from AI.
Yeah.
Right? And that's also why this little community is not even bothered by those people who are like 10x your revenue with AI.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of our students are either, you know, I talk to a lot of people. It's not about money. Actually, a lot of our students are making good enough money.
Yeah.
Right? And
They're
for
just
those
stressed out.
they're just stressed out because they don't have time. Like Buck, what Buck said. I asked him, hey, Buck, you paid $3,000 for us so we can build AI-based automations for you. Why? And you know what he said?
Yeah, because he told me, but tell them.
He said, because I want to go to my son's baseball game and not work instead in the office. And that's so fucking powerful.
Yeah.
Right? Because there are those people who built their business and they don't want an extra 10 grand a month. They don't want an, I don't know, 6 or 7 or God knows how many figures. They're making just enough, but they want to work less. And they also want to be less stressed and less burnt out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They want to work with at a higher level in their business, and they don't really have to. They don't really have the resources or the means to just, you know, hire a chief of staff and take care of everything for me.
Yeah, look at what Francisco says in the chat. I want to be with my son, not coding.
Yeah. Maybe that should be our marketing message.
Like what?
Use AI so you can be with your kids.
I like that one better. I want to be with my son. Be with your son. Don't code. But not with coding, but like, don't work.
Anti-work.
Let AI take your job, right? So like the Upwork messaging.
Yeah,
like,
AI took my job to the next level.
Yeah, AI took my job to the next level.
Yeah. And that's it. It's like, let us all spend more time with our families.
Yeah.
And I want to say, I think that feels like a pretty good note to stop live streaming today, so I can go home and be with my family.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, everybody, for coming. Thanks a lot, OpenAI, for launching this new thing and making it freely available.
Thank you,
everybody.
ChatGPT.
Thank you, ChatGPT, for building yourself.
What's the one thing, because I just realized that I was hijacking this with my ramblings, but what's the one thing that you are the most passionate about when it comes to teaching all our students, all the things that you have been teaching? Because you spend, in the last 6 months, you've spent a lot of time in the studio and in creating and doing teaching. It's like for the summer, for the next year or so. It's not a nose job. He just watched the Alex Hormozy video. And I also want to try that.
You want to try?
Do you have another one, like an
No,
extra one?
just at home.
Oh, okay.
I could bring tomorrow, but you're going to be on a.
Yeah, I'm moving.
Okay, so what's my one thing here?
Yeah, what's your one thing? Like, you have a different perspective than I do.
The thing I am most excited about is the app and the screen share while talking to ChatGPT. I think that's gonna be an unlock to teach people a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Because the biggest challenge for me when I'm teaching people either on a course or in a workshop is that I cannot be looking over their shoulder for each and every one of them. But with this, I can get close
enough, yeah.
So the students can learn faster.
So what's gonna be the implications of that to our students? What changed for them?
So
not just your teaching, but in general, this technology. How is this gonna affect their lives?
Well, it's basically the Athena stuff that you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Few months, half a year ago.
Yeah.
Basically, which is that when we were born, by the time we learned how to speak, the way we learn about the word rapidly is by asking questions from our parents and our peers and our relatives and society, basically, in general.
Yeah.
And then at the age of 6 and 7, something breaks because they figured out that we need to put people in factories, so they need to become obedient workers.
Yeah.
Right? So what we do is we teach them a lot of knowledge, we teach them how to do things and not to deviate from the process. And we start teaching that to them from 6 to 7 years until they graduate from university. And we load their brain with so much useless stuff that I just don't want to get on a rant with that. Like how much useless stuff I learned in school. And
how much useless stuff I didn't learn.
Yeah, so...
But they wanted me to, but I resisted.
They tried, yeah.
Viva la resistance.
But with this, we can give people not the just-in-case learning, which is what the Bolognese school does, but the just-in-time learning, which is, hey, ChatGPT, I want to do this thing. Here is my screen. Help me out. What do I do? Where do I click? And that having a 24/7 assistant helping you do things is just, I think it's remarkable.
Yeah.
For work and for learning as well. So that's the biggest thing for me. And I'm already thinking about, like, how can we teach a GPT how to make automations so we can have that AI agent that builds AI agents, and then we can just go home and be with our dogs and wives and children.
Yeah. I'm really thinking that all the stuff, and this is sort of the next level stuff, it's like all the stuff that we're teaching you guys, I'm asking the same question that I've asked 6 months ago. Is there a way for us to teach it to GPT-4o? Because 6 months ago we did ask, is there a way for us to teach it to GPT-4, and it was a really hard problem to solve. Now it's at least an order of magnitude easier. And I mean, if we could just give away to people, just like, here is a GPT-4o that's been trained to build your AI automations, and to the point where you can't stop working. That would be cool.
It kind of closes the Ponzi scheme of work, actually.
That would be swell.
Because then you're not hiring a coach to coach you how to coach others, right? So that is like, what are people going to pay us for if AI can do that? And what are people going to pay them for if AI can?
We just all become rent seekers. It's like, it's really interesting. But again,
anyway, I think that's a topic for another conversation.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna be like a community of. It's like a community of dog owners, but we're all gonna be talking about how to train your GPT and how to deal with these different quirks that it has, and people are just gonna come together as a community to
Yeah, I guess personal experience and interpersonal relationships and communications will finally start to kind of like be more important than knowledge. And then people who are like douchebags will kind of get a wake-up call, right?
Finally. But here's the thing. And this is also something that people don't really get, is that when a lot of people are like, oh my God, we're all going to die. And this is what I wanted to say about 20 minutes ago, but I forgot, which is it's not going to happen that quickly, and not because the tech is not there. It's because humans are slower to pick it up. The adoption rate is slow because of humans. And we are living in a privileged society. Like, we live in Hungary. Next door, there's a war going on. Right? And has been for over a year. But there are still places on the planet that effectively live in the 19th century. So when we talk about, it's 2024. Yeah, but for whom?
Yeah. For
me in Budapest, for you guys in Western countries, yes, it is 2024 because you have access to all the technology, you have access to all the resources, and you don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. But a lot of people are struggling at different levels, and even here in Hungary, it's not. You don't have to go to the other end of the spectrum to find struggle. The economics, the minister of economics, I don't know what they call it in English, in Hungary, did a speech where they said this whole concept of AI is amazing, and it is an incredible opportunity for companies in Hungary. But the problem is that over half of Hungarian small businesses don't even have a fucking website. So maybe you should build a website first. And how long have websites been around? It's not even that substantial change, right? But again, we tend to think that it's 2024, everybody has access to the same kind of technology as I do, but it's not true. Because there are like levels and levels and levels of thinking and blueprints of like thought patterns that I need to acquire before I can use a technology like this.
Right.
If I still practically live in the 19th century, you can give me a computer and I will have no fucking clue what to do with it. AI closes the loop in a way because it's easier to use than other stuff, than other tech. But it's still going to take time to get there. It's still going to take at least 10, 15 years until companies start adopting it in such a way that it becomes a substantial change in society everywhere, which means that the next 10 years means, I think, the largest economic opportunity that we've seen in a very long time.
This reminds me of Bali, actually. I spent 3 months there in 2020 before COVID, and people there not the digital nomads, but I'm not sure, I forget the word, but like people who were born and live on the island and are natives, I guess that's the right word. The average monthly income is like $120.
Yeah.
And from that you have to pay your rent, and you have to buy your food and everything, and gas and a lot of other stuff. So they don't have the funds to buy a smartphone with internet access. They don't have the funds to buy a laptop, and like, not even talking about the internet, like there's no free Wi-Fi anywhere.
Yeah.
A few of the spots that had like decent-ish Wi-Fi were like the top tier hotels and the co-working spaces, and then that's pretty much it. 4G is super expensive there, and I'm just talking about one island on Indonesia.
And you don't have to go to Indonesia to get that. Like our hometown, the average salary, the average monthly salary of a person is what? $300 a month?
I don't know exactly.
I think it's around that. 300, somewhere between $300 and $500 a month.
But like the minimum wage is like 600 or 700 now.
Yeah, and then if you work half time on an hourly rate,
Right.
or right,
Or
it's
you work in like Schwartz, right?
so it's easy to think, and yeah, we do get used to the advance in technology, like my hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah, your retirement is that from now on, congratulations, you're retired. From tomorrow onwards, you're gonna have to live off of 30% of yesterday's salary.
Yeah.
And the average person who retires,
Let the games begin.
let the games begin. Yeah, Tiro, I do agree with that. I think building AI automations for other businesses is gonna be an inherently local thing. Because, plumbers. You can go and build AI automations for plumbers, for restaurants, for
Yeah.
right? It's AI agency, an AI agency. It's gonna be like, and we already seen this from these bropreneurs, small social media marketing agencies and SEO agencies. Interestingly, the bros never really learned SEO that well because it's a lot more technical than social media marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So what we can see is that in a lot of bropreneurs who are building these kinds of stuff. I don't want to name them. I think you all know who those people are. We don't like that kind of stuff, but they start out as sort of moderately technical, and then the moment they start making money, they're just like, "Hey, come on my yacht." Right? There, I had a talk to one of our students who was like, "I went there because I was getting a lot of technical info, and then the technical info stopped, and then all I'm getting now is just buy my mastermind, and we are in Amsterdam on a luxury trip."
Right.
And we're just building stuff because it's fun.
Yeah, and now ChatGPT can help us build, design our websites, design our logo, design our brand identity,
Okay.
so we can go home, be with our wives.
Let's go home and be with our family. All right.
Thanks a lot, everybody, for coming. Huge pleasure.
Thank you so much. This was fun. We should do it more.
See you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye. Which one?
All of them.
All of them. Boom, boom.